So last year's Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie was, I don't even know what to think about it. I was just kind of like, hey, at least it's not bad as a monstrosity. That was the long haul. But in general, I didn't really know what to think about it. I thought it was a tad bit disappointing, but it wasn't terrible.
But when I saw that Rodrick was going to be the star of this new movie, I got my hopes up a little bit. So let's watch Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Rodrick Rules 2022.
Just right off the bat, I'm going to say that this Rodrick Rules 2022 movie is definitely not as good as the 2011 live-action Rodrick Rules movie, but I'm sure everyone expected that, but this 2022 Rodrick Rules movie certainly isn't bad.
Now, I feel like I did kind of start to get a little used to the animation. I know at the beginning it might look a little terrifying to you. You might get a little jump scare at the beginning. 3D Manny is not the best sight, but it didn't really distract me that much, and I actually kind of got used to it as the movie started to go on. It had its own little creative style. What I really like about this movie compared to last year's animation version of it is that it actually made some new creative plot lines. It didn't just stick to the same thing as a live action version.
One thing I liked a lot about this movie were the characters. For example, Rodrick. I thought Rodrick was really good. I'm glad we actually got to see him have a really significant role compared to last year's Wimpy Kid movie where he said he had 2 lines the entire movie.
I think his character was just great. He felt like the old version of Rodrick we saw in the live action movies, and it's just really fun to see him have a big role.
Rodrick's relationship with Greg, I actually found really interesting. I thought they were going to butcher that going into the movie, but they didn't. Yay.
I also liked Greg. There's not much to say about him, but I feel like he played off the characters really well. And then Manny was just kind of doing his own thing. He was an absolute menace to society. Manny, just an absolute menace to society. I feel like he didn't grow up in the Wimpy Kid universe. He grew up in the hoods of Detroit because this guy is an absolute menace to society. Bro is an absolute menace to society. He has no boundaries, and he can't be stopped. Don't even try to stop this man. But yeah, I felt like all the other characters were pretty good. The parents were pretty good.
I've always liked Rowley in the books and in the original live-action movies. But the animated Rowley, so far, I don't really have anything bad to say about him. But I don't know. I just don't really... something about his character, I just don't really think it's that good. I don't really think it's on the actor or anything. I think it's more the role that Rowley's had in the past 2 animated movies. He's kind of been a bit more annoying and in your face.
I have always wondered why they replaced the iconic Rowley Jefferson bowl cut with these random dreads. What are those?
They didn't even throw in one Zooey Mama joke the entire movie. You could have snuck it in somewhere.
I feel like the one from last year left way too much stuff out. It was only 58 minutes long. It felt like it was 20. So, yeah, I liked how this one was an hour and 14 minutes long and actually focused on a lot of things.
But should you watch this movie? What are my thoughts on the movie as far as 1 through 10? Should you watch it? I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Maybe 7. I tend to lean towards more positive when it comes to Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies and stuff like that, just because I've watched it ever since I was a kid. But I personally think that you should watch this movie because I thought it was pretty good. I think it's better than the 2021 animated movie last year, and I think it's definitely better than The Long Haul. That's not really that hard to do, but hey, they did a good job.
I'm not going to go too into detail about the plot and stuff, because, yeah, I want you to watch it for yourself. This was just kind of my general thoughts about this movie, and yeah, it was a good movie, except for the part where you rickrolled me. What was that about, Jeff Kenny? What was that about, Jeffrey? You have something against me? Come on.
But yeah, I think you should watch it. Like I said, I tend to lean more towards the positive end when it comes to Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I know some people are super critical of every move every character makes in these Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies. I never understood why, but there's definitely a couple things that could improve about this movie. It does have its flaws.
So he can make money.